morning. So I came to my mama's after dropping off Christian because I am still sick and I would love a little bit of support from my sisters and my mama. So I brought them coffee as a way of saying thank you for letting me hang out here and let Sebs be wild with everybody supervising. Of course, it's just easier with more hands. But I wanted to say thanks for the love on the last video. I feel like sometimes you feel alone in your feelings. The situation with comparing my boys, and apparently I'm not alone in it. I knew I wasn't. It just kind of feels a little lonely sometimes. Sometimes you don't want to like get deep into these emotions, but it's good to feel them and then release them. It's not always, I'm not always feeling sad or like I'm comparing them, but sometimes I think somebody said in holiday times it's easier to feel a little bit down, but I'm good. I'm just feeling sick, but today I want to make a little bit of a lighter video and just show you guys my day. Christian is in ABA. He's in there for quite a few hours, which sometimes I also feel bad about, but he does a lot and he's not just at the table, so I don't feel too bad about it. But let me go in there. I know they're waiting for their coffee and Sebs is probably looking for me. Okay guys, I lied. I went to my mom's and I did not record not one tiny moment of my day because I'm just not up to it. So instead of giving you guys a blah vlog, I decided to sit down and talk to you guys about something more important, something that's been on my mind. I wanted to talk to you guys about what makes a good therapist. Mostly what makes a good RBT. So an RBT is a registered behavior technician. They are the ones that most parents or most people call ABA therapists. They work with the kids in the ABA center or in-home. They work under ABCBA, which is the person that's in charge of the programs and supervising the RBTs. So they are the ones that you will see mostly. Those are the people that work one-on-one with your child if they are in ABA. But this also references to speech, OT, any other therapy. I feel like this in general is about what makes a good therapist, what makes somebody a good, like somebody that's like, yeah, I like them for my kid's therapist. So this is coming from a point of view of a mom. Because this is what I like to see when somebody's working with my son, Christian. So excuse my appearance. You guys know I'm sick, but I really want to get a video out there. You guys are literally going to see this within 2 hours of me recording this. Honestly, hopefully an hour because I need to post this really quickly. It's 7 p.m. right now, or just about 7 p.m. But I wanted to get a video out there because, you know, Vlogmas. But I really want to make it a good one, an informative one. So first thing that I look for when I meet a new therapist, when I see somebody working with Christian, is how they interact with your child, how they interact with Christian. So Christian is nonverbal. Luna, relax, girl. Every time I talk to the camera, Luna gets all crazy. No, Luna, stop. What's up, dude? I've had moments, even teachers, honestly, this reflects on anybody that's working with your kid. I've had teachers like talk to me and ignore Christian. I've had therapists that don't know how to interact with Christian. So for primarily nonverbal kids, I feel like some people are a little bit, I don't know, Luna, no Sebs, no. I don't know if some people, I don't think the word intimidated is the right word, but some people just don't know how to interact with kids that might not seem interested in you or might not talk back. And it is hard, I've always acknowledged that, but when you have somebody that's working with your kid, you want them to be better than you, better than anybody else, because they're the people that are supposed to be really helping your child. Christian has joined the party. I look for, are they talking to him? You know, when they first meet, it's all about connecting with the child, learning the child, interacting with the child. So how well they speak to my kid. And I know it's hard, and it does not mean nonstop. Like, it's not like as a parent I'm looking for like no silence. I'm just looking for you to actually speak to Christian, instead of just like phrases here and there. So when I meet a child, I follow their lead and I try to just kind of describe what they're doing or what I'm seeing. I've talked about this in some of my reels, you know, when I'm talking to Christian, like I talk about what happened in the day, what he's doing, things like that. So yes, it's hard and it might be difficult, especially when you're first learning a child, but you can just read somebody when they know how to interact with somebody. Some people are just really good with it and other people, they have to work up to it, but it's not perfect. We're looking for just any interaction. And please, I know I have other parents that have therapy out there. Let me know what you guys look for in a good therapist. And I also know that I have a couple therapists that follow me. So let me know how you guys try to be a good therapist, or like what you see in a good therapist. Because I can spot what I consider a good therapist, and when I don't see a good therapist, like people that I work with or that I see working with other kids too. I'll be like, damn, that's a good one. Or I'll be like, eh. Not that I say anything, but you could just kind of tell. Sorry, I'm just keeping an eye on Sebs. Sebastian, get out of there. What'd you find, Christian? Another thing that I look for is if they can tell me a little bit about their day. So if my kid is with you for 30 minutes, an hour, 8 hours, a school day, I want to know at least a little bit of what happened. Did he eat his food? Did he have any like hard moments? What was a good moment? What did you guys work on? Not all the time. A lot of parents sometimes don't care, but at least for myself, I try to ask like, how was his day? Did he eat his food? Did he have leg pain? Anything like that? Some days it's normal to just be like, he had a good day, okay, bye. But like that can't be every day. You know, I try to give descriptions when I'm leaving the day and my client is getting picked up, like, oh, he had a good day, he had a hard time during circle time, or he had a hard time in transitions, but it's okay, we waited him out and then he was okay, or things like that. Just a little bit of a description. For school or therapies, like for his speech and OT, I don't see the OT because then he goes directly to speech. So I like when they give me notes. I don't like when they don't give me notes because I don't know what happened in OT. There was a time where I wasn't getting any information from OT, and then I asked for a little bit of a feedback on what was going on. So then the speech therapist would tell me, oh, occupational therapist said that he did good, or that he was really restless, anything like that, because I don't want to feel like I don't know what's going on at all. Another good sign is kind of going back to the whole interacting with the child, is if they do take the time to pair with the kid. So it can take a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending on how often that person is seeing your child, to pair. So that means making yourself fun, making yourself the reinforcer, the reward. Like socializing with you is so fun that you just like to, you know, get the stuff done so that you can come play and hang out. And it's not always like that. Like sometimes you do still need other motivating things to help you, you know, like get stuff done. But you don't want to be the person that they cry when you come into the room because they don't want to work, you know? You want to be fun, you want to be entertaining, and if they're always crying, that's not a good sign. So I like to take the time to really connect with the kid, and I like when therapists do that for Christian too, because Christian, I mean, honestly, he likes like the really basics. So like if you take the time to talk to him, if you take the time to tickle him, you know, do kind of like rough play if you can, because some people are like smaller than him already, but the really basic stuff a lot of kids really enjoy. Just acknowledging and like really interacting with them can get them to really like you, and that'll get them to want to do stuff for you. Like, hey, we're gonna do some matching and then we can go play outside, you know, like that'll work a lot if you take the time to really connect with them. One big no-no that I don't like is when there is a lot of table work, and that is part of like the reason why I left the other center. They're a good center, but I was looking for more naturalistic teaching, and that doesn't mean that they're not doing anything. It just means that there's a lot of teaching going on in the natural environment, as well as table time. One of the therapists that works with Lisa right now, I really like how she works. She does a lot of natural teaching, but she also does table time, and it's only for about, honestly, I don't know, maybe like 5 minutes at a time, but she does it no more than like 2 times, so maybe once an hour. And obviously he doesn't like it, but he'll tolerate it with her fairly well, and I like that she'll play with him, no expectations, free reinforcers, you know, like she's playing with him, tickling him, having a good time, and then it's time to like come and work for a little bit. And as they're playing, she's teaching, and it's all play based and all that, so that's really cool to see. What else is there? But I don't like when it's like the teaching is all at the table, and the free time is only like every 5 minutes. Christian, that's his. So what sucks is when it's all table work. So let's say it's like the whole session, it could be 8 hours, and it's like 10 minutes work, 5 minutes play, 10 minutes work, 5 minutes play. Even though there's like a 5-minute break, it would suck to just be sitting at the table, and there are centers like that. And just in general, it's okay to not work out. I've only had a handful of times where I felt like it was just not a good fit, and even though it's okay, it's still so stressful to be like, hey, I just don't think it's a good fit. Because you might like a person, like there's nothing wrong with the person, but it's just not a good fit. Or maybe they're not interacting as much with your child as you would like, or maybe they're, you know, maybe they are doing something wrong. Maybe they're on their phone too much, because that's one thing that they should not be doing, is being on their phone, watching videos, or doing their own thing while the child is just on their break alone. Some kids, like Christian, does like alone time, but it shouldn't be every break. So don't think that that's normal. You know, they should still be trying to interact. But it is okay to request for somebody off and to explore other options, other people. It's just a little scary because sometimes you'll be like, what if I get somebody that's worse, you know? But you have to give it a try, especially if where you're at right now is just not working out. So for OT right now, that's kind of where I'm at. I like her. I think she does well enough, but there hasn't been progress, and that's one of the things that happened with my old ABA center that Christian used to go to. I really liked his BCBA. We were with them for a long time, and I think we were working well enough, but we got stuck, and she agreed that she wasn't a good fit as well. So it was more like she had to kind of be like, hey, we all know that it's not a good fit, which I was like, oh, I know. But you just have to know when to let go. And I've been at this other center for OT and speech for since he was since he started everything. So I feel like I've given it enough of a chance, and there's been so many changes now that I feel like it's just time to let go. So it is hard, and I acknowledge that, but when it's just time to move on, it's time to move on. Another thing in the aspect of therapy, it might be hard as a mom to either let them have too much space, because I've had parents where they're just upstairs and they think that that's what they need to be doing, like not interacting at all. But when it's an in-home session, you do want to kind of like come down, check it out, be part of the therapy at least a little bit. But also you can't micromanage. And for me, I like to give them space, but when I feel like something's not going right, I do kind of either tell the BCBA what's going on or ask for certain changes, or I do kind of step in and talk to the RBT myself, which could make some people not like me, but at the end of the day, you're doing what you need to do for your kid. I do recommend being involved and being aware of what's going on, because some things might not be what you want to be happening, and you just want to make sure that you're being aware of what's going on. One question that I get a lot that I would like to jump into this video is what's better, in-home or in-center therapy? And my go-to would be in-center, only because that gives you the most realistic or most school-based approach. A lot of therapies run like a school-based approach in ABA at least. So for my center, when I work in the clinic, it's very structured. There's a lot of like routine, and we know that at 8 they eat breakfast, at 8:30 is you know, peer play, at 9 it's 30 minutes of table work, at 10 circle time. Like all of it is structured, and in home is a little bit harder to structure. And I know for RBTs, when they're in there for a long time, it could just seem a little bit, I don't want to say boring, but like time goes slow, you know? So it's hard to make a routine in home unless your BCBA helps you, which you could totally ask for. But it's hard to structure it. But I know that for myself, when I request 2 days of in-home, I'm requesting it because I want them to work on the things in home, because a lot of times behaviors change in the home. Like sometimes some kids are very attached to their parent, and you have to work on detaching that, or like try to help them to like be okay with the mom doing their thing, doing chores, because that's a behavior that is very hard for a parent if they're just attached to you and you can't do anything. Other times is when they're not tolerating, like, you know, like not going outside, or for Christian picking up his plate, putting it in the sink, washing their hands here, all that stuff. It's another opportunity to work in a different environment. Sometimes some kids get used to doing certain things at the center and not at home. So yes, I like the idea of a hybrid, but if you had to choose and you want that like peer interaction and that structure, I would say in clinic is usually what I would go for. As a mom and as like a therapist, I prefer working in an in-center environment. But my kids are getting bored. Hey, you can tell me with your pecs. You want to tell me what you want? I'll help you. That's water. Can you bring me the book? A good opportunity just showed up. Let's see. Where is the lollipop? I know I just got one. Here's one. And then let's do outside and let's do tickles. All right. That's what I'm going to show him. You can tell me what you want. Dang, quick with it. Good job, Christian. You want lollipop. Open it. You could ask for help if you need help. You need help? Show me. Hey, you're walking away. Christian, I got a lollipop, but you didn't tell me anything. Do you need help opening it? You look like you're needing help. Show me. Help. Up and down. Close fist. Help. Good job. There you go. Alright, guys. I'm going to head out so that I can put this video up. But I hope I didn't ramble too much. I probably did, and I hope that this is helpful to you guys. I always want to help in like my experience as a mom and my experience working in the ABA field. I know that there's not a lot of resources out there for parents, and I know that some places don't even offer support. So I hope that these are helpful. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Thank you guys for hanging out, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.